Let me welcome you at the panel, second one in this seminar, Southeast Asia Opportunities and on Collaboration and Export. Let me welcome Magdalena Żelazna, representative of the Department of International Cooperation of the Ministry. National Poultry Council is represented by Marta Kendall, Deputy Director General of the Chamber. We would like to welcome Paweł Meyer, Deputy Veterinarian for Feed and Disposal, Patryk Szczotka from the Polish Agency of Investment and Trade. Last but not least, our chief expert on the practicalities of export of poultry into Hong Kong, that is Maciej Wojek. Let me hand over to Magdalena Żelazna for the introduction. She's going to say a few words to our Hong Kongese delegation, the ones who did not take part in the previous part of this seminar. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome you warmly at the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. This seminar, so to say, encloses your visit to our country. I hope that this has been indeed a fruitful time for you. I hope that your visits in the poultry production and processing plants met your expectations. I hope that you will assess our Polish enterprises well, and you will consider them later on trustworthy partners to collaborate in business, technological development and organizational development of poultry industry in Poland since we joined the EU has made us be positioned at the lead amongst the most innovative food producers in Europe. Our food is welcomed in the whole world as it is safe and as it meets the highest quality standards. Furthermore, it has an upper hand for the price. Thanks to that, year in, year out, we achieve record numbers. Last year, the number was 51.9 billion euro. That was our export increase by 8% compared to the previous year. Production and export of meat is somewhat a Polish specialty. We are a leader in the EU for poultry. Last year, we sold 4.1 million euro in volumes. For beef and pork, we are also leaders. We sell a lot to Hong Kong as well. This particular direction enjoys much popularity amongst Polish exporters. In 2023, we sent foods to Hong Kong equivalent to 78.8 million euro. Yet we consider the potential still to be untapped in this area. The most popular Polish food among Hong Kongese is pork, followed by poultry, and this is position number 3, with 19% as regards the whole exportation volume. We want Polish food image to be bolstered amongst our business partners. Therefore, we have taken measures to promote ourselves during fairs and exhibitions. In August this year, our ministry is going to take part in Food Expo Pro fair, and we invite you to pay us a visit at our stand. We hope that our actions will make our products ever more popular at your market. We hope that the volumes of food purchased at your market will keep growing. Thank you very much indeed for participation in this seminar. I hope that the contacts that you have made in Poland, will be translated into some tangible business agreements fruitful for both parties. Let's intensify our collaboration, and I wish you very fruitful business talks. Thank you for this introduction. Now I would like to hand over to Marta Kendall, and she's going to tell you some words about other initiatives, about the National Poultry Council and its activities. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In the first place, apologies from Dariusz Koszczyński, our CEO, as he was committed to go to the Polish Parliament. On behalf of the National Poultry Council, the organizer of this event, and the whole program that has been funded from the EU, Poultry with EU Passport, that's the name of the program, let me welcome again all the representatives of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, our distinguished speakers, but most of all our guests from Hong Kong. We really appreciate your presence. We are glad that you have come along. Many thanks go to the representatives of the poultry industry in Poland. We acknowledge your presence. Amongst you, there are many people who already took part in the previous part of the seminar. Let me just reiterate some thoughts that I have already uttered. Our council has been there on the market for the last 32 years. We are strong as an organization of poultry in Poland as we band together the whole supply chain for manufacturing. We've got hatching, we've got husbandry, we've got processing, we've got feed production, down, feathers. That's what we handle. But furthermore, we also band together manufacturers. We represent 70% of the domestic market. For the export, we represent 90% of exporters. Our council is member at largest international bodies, including AVEC, CLITRAVI, ALPHA, WPSA. Our president is also deputy chairman of the AVEC International Organization. This seminar has been organized within a larger program, Poultry with EU Passport. This program spans 2 years of activities for promotion and dissemination, boosting awareness amongst consumers pertaining to quality and security profile of poultry meat stemming from the EU countries, including Poland. Our target group is very broad in itself. Moreover, and this project is aimed at reaching as many people as possible. We've got a vast array of activities that we have taken for this project. We get engaged in fair and exhibition events. Furthermore, we organized study trips to our target markets. There are also incoming missions from our potentially target markets. Quality-wise, for meat in the EU, we might say EU is famous for the high quality of its poultry production. And that's the final outcome of very stringent regulations which are binding in the EU for food production. And this entails the whole animal well-being and animal husbandry. For the production profile, Poland is EU's #1 for poultry manufacturing. We are followed by France as well as Germany. Export from Poland to other EU countries, well, our major importer is Germany as well as the Netherlands. Globally speaking, our third country target markets is number one, UK, and also African and Asian countries. Speaking Hong Kong specifically, let me mention the bird flu. There are inspections at the local level, at our counties. There are other topics to be brought to the table by other speakers, including Maciej Wojek. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much. Now Paweł Meyer and his introduction to veterinarian requirements.
Witam Państwa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to present to you some information on the exports of the Polish poultry to the Hong Kong market. I'm very happy to be here today. I'm happy that we have this meeting, and I'm very grateful to the organizers. I believe that this is the perfect way to support cooperation between our country. Well, this market is a very good direction for developing our exports. Hong Kongese direction is growing, and the veterinarian services, they have excellent working relations with their peers in Hong Kong. So it's great news, and we believe that we can only progress from that. As for poultry exporting to Hong Kong, those of you who are present here during this first part of the seminar will have the information recapped, but I'll try to be informative but brief. Well, there are certain EU regulations that apply when exporting meat to third countries, and that's the EU regulation 178 by 2002, Article 12. Any food which is transported from the community to be introduced to markets in third countries, that food should comply with the food market requirement in the target country. If a third country is interested in importing food products from the EU, there are certain specific requirements. There are regulations, norms, standards, legal, administrative proceedings, and procedures where all these requirements must be met. Now, note that Poland may only export animal food products which are certified for trading within the EU single market. Then there are some specific additional requirements locally in country of the destination. Also note that the EU legislation is quite strict about veterinarian standards. So regulations in terms of food safety are quite strict. Then microbiological criteria and animal well-being criteria and other criteria are strictly obeyed and followed. Then we have epidemiology and related constraints and risk mitigants. So, for example, for avian flu instances, there are certain measures which are taken. And then the main veterinary of the country is that body, the authority competent when deciding on exporting animal food product, and chief veterinarian of the country is responsible for presenting and listing certain specific veterinarian requirements, sanitary requirements for exporting, and in some specific cases, some arrangements or reconciliations in this respect can be done by the European Commission. Opening new markets is lengthy and time-consuming and effort-consuming process. First, a country must be pre-approved for exports in the country, then export conditions must be agreed. Veterinarian certificates must be reconciled, and eventually the final step is, well, type approving or approving production plans. In case of Hong Kong, we have this pre-listing, meaning that there are certain guarantees from the veterinarian authorities, and these guarantees confirm compliance with Hong Kongese requirements. So in this case, such facilities, such plans do not need to be additionally audited by the authorities of the third country. So the local county veterinarian can audit and control a plant for compliance with EU requirements and some specific requirements imposed by a third country. From that point on, information is then transferred to the chief veterinarian of the country and further forwarded to the third country. Every food product shipment requires a health certificate, and its content is bilaterally agreed upon between Poland and the country of destination, confirming full compliance with the requirements of the target country. And such food certificates are available on the website of this chief veterinarian authority. As for Hong Kong, exporting poultry meat to Hong Kong must be organized from plants which are listed on the pre-approved list of plants for a market. So we have 143 such plants at present, and this list is available on the website of the Chief Veterinarian Inspector. In January this year, certain changes were introduced. There are new rules that apply when exported to Hong Kong. So the material which is used to produce products designated for the Hong Kongese market must come from plants that also have these export certificates. So we have this chain tracking for compliance. Well, then Polish poultry meat processing plants, if they wish to export their products to the Hong Kongese market, they must report to the competent local vet to be added to that list of pre-approved facilities. So then the local vet adds that plant to the list of pre-approved facilities. That list is forwarded to the chief veterinarian inspector through the regional services with a written request to add that processing plant to the list. Every single update of the list must be accepted by competent authorities in Hong Kong. So every pre-acceptance requires final acceptance on the part of Hong Kong. And then if there is a new plant interested in exporting poultry, that plant must also forward an application to be analyzed by respective Hong Kongese authorities. Every dispatch of fresh meat and products which is or are poultry product from Poland to Hong Kong must be accompanied by a certificate made according to the template required for fresh poultry meat and its products exported to Hong Kong. Well, Hong Kongese authorities recognize regionalization when it comes to avian flu in its very
wolne, wtedy można już taką wysyłkę prowadzić z powiatów uznanych za wolne. Dodatkowo chciałbym tylko Państwu powiedzieć, że jeżeli chodzi o grypę ptaków, to 5 kwietnia bieżącego roku została złożona deklaracja do Światowej Organizacji Zdrowia, która przywraca, czy która daje urzędową wolność Polsce do grypy ptaków, w związku z czym takie informacje i stosowne dokumenty zostały przesłane również do władz Hongkongu, więc czekamy tylko na jej odpowiedź. Tutaj kwestia eksportu mięsa.
On the type of regions that may or may not be recognized as infected with bird flu. So let me emphasize that we have a very high volume of poultry meat exported, so we are prepared and ready to intensify our export, and we strongly believe in Hong Kong as one of the key directions of our exports, and I'm very much looking forward to our fruitful cooperation and fruitful results of discussions and meetings today. Thank you.
Dziękuję bardzo. Poproszę pana.
Many thanks indeed. Now we are going to hear from Patryk Szczotka. A wrap-up from Mr. Szczotka with a special focus on the Hong Kongese market. Ladies and gentlemen, saying hello again. I'm not going to deliver a longer version of the presentation, but with our dear guests from Hong Kong in mind, let me give you some outlooks.
Provided via headsets. So should you be interested in hearing more about Polish Investment and Trade Agency and how we can help you conducting business in Poland, you are more than welcome to use them. Szanowni Państwo, ja reprezentuję.
Myself, I'm a representative of the Department of Export from the Polish Agency of Investment and Trade, Asian Pacific region, and let me be very brief in telling you what we do, as well as how we support internationalization efforts of the Polish companies. We are a part of the Polish Development Fund, IEA Group, which, legally speaking, is an institution of development. We are a global organization with offices and branches all across the globe, and these offices serve as vehicles to boost Polish businesses overseas. Furthermore, we try to entice business to come to Poland. Our leitmotif is Poland, business forward, which is a component of our mission to internationalize Polish business. Whenever we have encounters with our business partners, especially in the EU, we try to focus on this trend, but aside from that, we want Poland to be also a brand of itself, an identity of itself business-wise, not only in attachment to the EU. As members at the Polish Development Fund, we collaborate with our sister institutions, all of them with other, slightly varying profiles. We are ourselves focused on export, but there are other institutions, which you're going to see here in the slide, like KUKE and others, are supportive vehicles for the financial part, for example, of providing funding for export or insurance for export endeavors. Furthermore, they link us with the investment funds for the international expansion. There are three pillars of our activities: export, investment, as well as partnership. I will be speaking at length about export for obvious reasons, but let me just tell you that there are two other departments within our structures that deal specifically with either investment or partnership and promotion. Now, this is where our international offices are located. These are to be considered key points on the map. This is where you can find people who are experts about respective markets. Those people also speak local languages, and they monitor what is going on a given market. So whenever you come in to contact with us, whenever you approach us in order to learn some specificities about a given market, or for example, if you're interested to take your first steps on a given market, these are your contact points. Here's our exporters package, i.e. something which embraces most rudimentary services which we provide, and in a sec I'm going to dwell on them more specifically. Well, first and foremost, what do we do when approached from your site? We analyze potential export potential on a given market. So we talk and try to identify strengths and weaknesses whenever you are planning on to enter as exporters on a given market. We can tell you whether or not a given direction is something viable for you, especially taking into consideration the profile of your business. We might also address some our observations based on feedback from you. We will give you hints of what to reflect on when thinking about going abroad. Then we feed you with macroeconomic data, some more specific data on given sectors of the economy. That's what you get from us in a package of our support, which is obviously free of charge. This is also followed by further reports which are tailor-made to your specific needs. Importantly, we organize B2B meetings. So when a moment comes that you think, yes, indeed, we'll expand on a given market, this is when you can contact us in order for us to organize such B2B sessions with trustworthy partners. We've got access to databases of potential partners. We've got our contacts, we've got our partner associations, and we've got a whole portfolio of business networks abroad. So basically, you take advantage of our expertise and our contact database. What's a natural next step? Business missions. This is not about single meetings. These are somewhat more comprehensive programs spanning through a whole week or two, where you have an opportunity to meet your importers, potential business partners, depending on what kind of business or profile or segment of business we are talking about. And we verify options to encounter local authorities. There might be certain issues, bureaucratic ones, or there might be a necessity to employ a go-between. Here we come as an institution. We can be such an intermediary actor between yourselves and local authorities, competent authorities, and we give a warrant. We maybe consider a stamp of quality for you. And this is something highly appreciated at Asian markets specifically, because you are backed in a way by the government agencies from your country of origin. And this is coupled by a whole knowledge base coming in various forms, through various channels, podcasts, websites. We try to shed light on what we do on a day-to-day basis. We keep you posted about business events. These are very important tools as they provide you with this most basic knowledge about where to expand. Two, this gives you the opportunity to pick up very concrete steps that you can take. And now, slowly bringing this presentation to a close, let me tell you about our business forum, our flagship event, organized annually here in Warsaw at the National Stadium, with aim to meet our partners from all our international offices. They come along to serve you with their expertise and advice. It is interesting because this is for you an opportunity to broaden your horizons and learn something more about potentially interesting expansion directions. There are also present our other institutional partners from our PFR group, as well as other public actors. Soon you'll receive information about the edition of this event this year. Finishing off, how can you receive our help? There is a form you can fill in on our website. You need to provide all basic information about your contact, about your company, and a country of destination, country that you're interested in. So your inquiry goes to a relevant international office from the Polish Agency of Investment and Trade. And let me just tell you, our Hong Kongese friends, that we not only provide support to Polish companies, we also provide support to international companies, so you can approach us freely, and you'll be able to enjoy the same level of service that we provide normally to our domestic companies. So if you're interested, since you are interested in partnerships with Poland and Polish companies, let's get in touch. And for certain, we'll be able to help you based on those established tools that I've been speaking about today. Thank you.
Dziękuję bardzo.
So that was a presentation from the representative of the Polish Trade Organization, Trade Development Organization, and now we'll have our final presentation, which focuses on which is a hands-on presentation, actually, quite practical issues Well, good afternoon. My name is Maciej Wojek. I'm here today to share with you some basic facts about the Hong Kongese market. So we heard about some entry conditions to become certified to be eligible to enter the market, but certification is one thing and business is another. First, let me start by saying thank you to our Hong Kongese guests. They've spent the past few days touring Polish poultry plants and visiting Poland.
感谢各位啊，这次可能在波兰这几天就跑得很辛苦很累，但同时也是一次很好的机会，能够对波兰有了解，特别是这个行业，你们也看到了波兰这个屠宰场它的基本的水平，我相信这次回去之后呢，本身对波兰的这个禽肉行业，对波兰的禽肉的本身的品质质量，不单单有了解，但是有一定的保障呢。所以各位辛苦了，也谢谢你们啊。我这次想介绍一下，成功的能够进入到香港的市场要具备哪一些条件？到时候下星期咱们会香港聚一聚吧，聊一聊，看看下一步有什么要求，甚至于有哪一些合作的机会吧。Hongkong jest na pewno strategiczną.
There is no doubt that Hong Kong is a strategic place for starting off on the Asian market. This is the gate to expanding your plans and operations in other Asian countries. And it's a gate to establishing trade relations between the East and the West. While Hong Kong may be not as remarkable as it used to be, it is still one of the crucial business hubs in that area. Hong Kongese infrastructure is very impressive with seaports and airports. It is a very important hub for all types of transportation and transit. Now, shortly about the food market in Hong Kong. Hong Kong doesn't have the space for animal breeding, for crops growing. Until quite recently, Hong Kong had some slaughtering plants. Well, seafood production is quite well developed. But then the entire food infrastructure and structure based on imported food. As for poultry, Chinese cuisine cooking style is poultry based, and that is chicken, goose and duck. Well, but now about the meat consumption in Hong Kong. It's quite similar to to the American, well, U.S. consumption. So you could see the trends and the volume of meat consumed in Hong Kong. As for consumer trends, nowadays, food safety, quality, and freshness are given the priority. Well, young generation appreciates ethical methods of food acquisition, and that includes poultry. Hong Kongese consumers, they have many opportunities to travel abroad, and they are very conscious when it comes to nutritional and, well, health-related qualities. So labels must be transparent, informative, and track the product to its source. European poultry is appreciated for its high quality. That is because of very strict farming practices that are applied in Europe and because of very strict quality control. Non-consumer trends, so home delivery supply chains, in particular in the times of COVID, that home delivery concept was very much developed. It is just more convenient to order food through food platforms, e-platforms, and to rely on home deliveries. This online shopping trend is growing, and it's also very convenient to consumers. There might be some reasons for such consumer preferences, like frozen food, such as COVID, such as food safety. Well, fresh meat is tastier, but preference is given to frozen meat because of food safety aspects. Well, on this slide, you can see the most recent trends in fresh meat sales and frozen meat sales. So sales of fresh meat dropped by half in 2022 as a result of post-COVID changes. So Hong Kong imports its poultry mainly from China, but that is because of the culture and language. The US and Thailand. China is over 50, nearly 60%. Poland represents almost 2%, but there is this upward trend with 140 plants on the list certified, and quite many of these who are present with us here today, they have either been exporting or they are in the process of exporting their products. When it comes to poultry exporting in the EU, Poland is the leader. But, well, that information is not sufficiently recognized and appreciated in Hong Kong. I believe that we should use it as the leverage to market ourselves on the Hong Kongese market, to show our leadership and capacities. As for regulatory frame, let me introduce very briefly import-related Hong Kongese regulations. So there is this Food and Environment Hygiene Department, and there is this Food Safety Department or authority responsible for import safety. Then, of course, the health certificate and food safety related standards. There are certain standards that must be communicated before launching a product on the market. There are also certain restrictions when it comes to additives, antibiotics, and hormones. What it takes to be successful on the Hong Kongese market? Well, Hong Kongese legislation, regulations must be complied with. Well, unfortunately, some containers get stopped in seaports for non-compliance. In some cases, such non-compliance may be used as for bargaining and reducing the price. So find out about these requirements first. So legal compliance is number one, and then we have consumer trust. With the high trust from consumers, we can be more successful on the Hong Kongese market, on the Hong Kongese food market. We need to adapt our offer to the local demand. Well, our Chinese guests, our Chinese friends have been emphasizing their preference for certain parts of animals or certain types of meat. Now, speaking about difficulties or barriers in the international trade between Hong Kong and other countries. Hong Kong is a free port, so there is no customs, no levies, no extra payments, no VAT, as long as you're fully compliant with the legislation. The entire clearance is fast and very efficient. Well, all depends whether Hong Kong is the target destination, the final destination, or a hub. Well, obviously, many of you must have heard that Hong Kong used to operate as a huge hub for transporting meat further down to China. But that is largely history, and Hong Kongese partners, they make an effort to prevent the products from entering China. So here, pre-requirements include WHO compliance, veterinarian standard compliance, etc., etc. So nothing that would be foreign to us in the sense of the EU requirements. And then non-tariff measures. So compliance with labeling and technical requirements must be proven by exporters. It happens quite often that mislabeled or misdescribed boxes cannot get the clearance in Hong Kong. And then import licenses. Well, very often there are some restrictions, but let me emphasize Hong Kong is a free economic zone, which is free of any restrictions that may come in this area. Well, to understand that, to bypass any unnecessary issues, it is advisable to work with associations of producers, with members of the industry. Well, you should rely on close communication and your relationship with local importers and distributors, and they'll update you on the current developments. So as the minister has mentioned, changes on that certification list. So for example, our council has received some information from the distributors, our distributors, their containers were entering the port in Hong Kong and they were no longer on the list and they had to do something about it. So first we need to build an effective relationship with Hong Kongese importers, counterparts. We need to understand the needs of the market in Hong Kong and listen to the advice that comes from local commercial partners who are promoting our products. We need to understand Hong Kongese regulations, and we need to understand what local consumers want. So there are some successful Polish chicken suppliers in retail and HoReCa areas, but they hear that Polish meats, when processed in Hong Kong, by local chefs, they do not come in a nice color. So perhaps that is yet another approach. We need to understand clearly what the needs are and the demands are locally. So you need to be very careful to when selecting your clients by identifying your clients in your distribution channels. So perhaps that could be specialized delivery channels supplying school canteens or work canteens, or perhaps e-commercial channels. So we need to have this full picture of where our product is going. It could be that there are many shared distribution markets, and we might collide competition-wise with our partners, local partners in such channels. So we must be crystal clear about the channels that we use for our products. So with that, eventually, we may choose our partner according to our needs. Also, find out more about the professional approach and the operational scale of our partners. I'm saying about our Hong Kongese partners, about our Hong Kongese clients, so that you enter into this direct collaboration with your counterparts in Hong Kong. Do not use European partners for that. Build your business locally with your Hong Kongese partners. So you are very much welcome to Hong Kong. This is the first visit. Some friends present here, they've visited Poland for the second or third time, but only when seeing the slaughtering houses they could appreciate the advancement of the Polish poultry industry, and now they can trust the quality of Polish products. Then we need to think about prices in Hong Kong and cost in Hong Kong, so we understand the price pressure and the competition. In Hong Kong, storage and warehousing costs are very high because of scarcity of room. Well, these costs are very high, among the highest globally. A client that offers a whole range from customs clearance to storage and warehousing would be the one appropriate for us.
Poland has been committed to food safety issues. We have stressed on many occasions how stringent food safety regulations are in Poland. We should also keep reiterating the fact where our poultry is purchased. We are a global partner. We need to be present during fair and exhibition events and feel encouraged to take part in Hong Kong Food Expo. Last year's fair may not yet be bringing about very tangible outcomes for the participants. Hong Kong. It may come. There are also study tours that we should take advantage of. We should go to our partners in order to see with your own eyes what the market looks like. Networking events, meetings, encounters mean rapprochement, even if these schemes are organized by third partners. We have been pretty good at organizing various events partnering with China, and this very same scheme should be repeated when collaborating with Hong Kong. There are stakeholders of the poultry industry from Hong Kong who would be present in Poland as well. There are also other actions that we might take up for promotion and dissemination. What gains popularity in Hong Kong are food demonstrations, local food demonstrations over hotels and restaurants in Hong Kong. This scheme has established itself well, and such an event would be received very well indeed. We should also get engaged in various marketing initiatives stressing uniqueness of poultry and tasting events as well. Please bear in mind joining in for education and dissemination campaigns to boost awareness about the benefits of eating poultry. And it's something that's going to boost our whole business. Then, food tastings, demonstrations, it is something worthwhile of taking part in. There are already stores in Hong Kong selling Polish food, and this should be considered yet another platform to benefit from. So please employ this slightly broader picture of Hong Kong. This is not just a place where you can market your products. This can be something with which to look ahead. This may be applied as a hub for you, as a gateway to the mainland China. So in future, you can take advantage of Hong Kong as a gateway to China, as said. Many thanks for your attention. I'm here for you if you have any questions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And that's how we have wrapped up our seminar already. And the same holds true for our live broadcast. Please join us for lunch in the restaurant nearby the facilities of the ministry. Robert and other people will be your guides to the place. And it is my hope that for those of you who have borne with us for so long, will use this opportunity to have other B2B talks in a slightly less formal atmosphere. Thank you.